this is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. Today I want to talk about the I-League and a very, very contentious, tricky encounter which is coming up tonight. It is between former champions Churchill Brothers and still somewhat newbies Inter Kashi. This match could decide the title, and what all has been happening in the last few days, there is a lot of animosity going around with allegations this way, allegations that way, the AIFF not playing a good part in all of this, and one can only hope that this game is decided fair and square on the football ground, and that nothing untoward happens during the game and after the game. Now let's start what has sort of transpired in the last few weeks. Churchill Brothers, who normally struggle at the start of the campaign and then get better and better, this season have had a very, very good start, have been very, very consistent, have been at the top or have allowed Inter Kashi to go top. But those two teams have been fighting for the top spot. But what has happened in the last few weeks was that, there were allegations swirling here and there that, you know what, Inter Kashi is getting an advantage from the AIFF is supporting them. Other allegations as well, but nothing that could be proven. But it went to that extent that Churchill Brothers drew in the 101st minute through a penalty against Srini Deccan, and then Churchill Alamau, as the patron of the club, as the man behind the club, came out and said, you know what, the AIFF is trying to fix the league in favor of an opponent without naming Inter Kashi. Of course, people say, you know what, one of the key stakeholders in Inter Kashi is someone who has worked within the AIFF system, is someone who has worked for Mr. Goenka. So all these links were automatically created and said, you know what, that guy is taking favors here and there. And again, as always in Indian football, with such allegations, nobody has had any proof or could prove anything of this. Now, what has happened since then is, and it is just insane to think about it, that Namdhari FC, who played an ineligible player against Inter Kashi, went through the disciplinary committee and then to the appeals committee. 3 points were awarded to Inter Kashi, but then suddenly, this week, that was turned around in a second appeal. Very, very interestingly is, normally when you fail with an appeal, there is no chance to get a second appeal. How did that happen? Suddenly, Inter Kashi lose 3 points. Suddenly, they are behind Churchill Brothers. All of that happened. Next episode in the story, a match commissioner has come in. Match commissioner, as always, very, very key role. Tells the home side, you know what, you have to provide certain things to the opposing team. And the most important thing is, of course, access to the match venue, access to a training ground. All of that wasn't done. And the AIFF changes the match commissioner. Also, very, very dubious, and puts in someone new who is said to be new and very, very inexperienced. I would say for such a match, you should have the best possible people available at that time. Then comes the next episode. Churchill Alamau or Churchill Brothers complained, you know what, Indian referees are not good enough. They're against us, right? Even though there have been matches where referees, if you want to construct that, favored Churchill Brothers, or you know what, their mistakes went in their favor. Suddenly, the AIFF comes around and brings in foreign referees from Nepal. So someone is telling me in the AIFF or thinking about it, you know what, let's take the Indian referees out, let's bring in referees from Nepal. If this isn't enough, there are rumors flying around here, flying around there. There are security issues at the Raya Panchayat ground because it's not a proper stadium. It's rather a ground where you can bring in your fans. Security was discussed. Security for the referees were discussed. And this game is heading, once again into a sort of a climax situation, which you've seen multiple times in the I-League in the last few years. And it was always a sporting competition. I remember a few years back in the Bubble League, final game between Gokulam Kerala versus Mohammedan Sporting at the Salt Lake Stadium. Yes, it was contentious, but you know what? It was on the sporting front. This seems to be a fight between the old guard of club owners against a newbie, where the old guard is actually jealous that someone has come in, has resources, and really wants to push into the top tier. And I'm 5 minutes into this video and I've not even spoken about the sporting side of things. And that is, I think, the biggest problem in this whole discussion that I am having here. Why we're not talking about sports? The I-League is the most exciting league when it comes to the results, the outcomes in Indian club football. On the other side, people are saying, referee decisions dubious. Teams seem to concede 4, 5, 6 goals. A lot of questions that I think the AIFF needs to look into and the AIFF needs to answer. But if you see the decisions which I've just listed from the AIFF, there are a lot of questions that should be asked about the federation and the way it runs this league. And then we go back to the conversation of, can the AIFF actually organize and run a top-tier league in India? But that's a discussion for another day. I hope this afternoon, this late afternoon, we have a fair football game. The referee does his job. The spectators behave themselves. The teams behave themselves. And that there is no bad news, negative news coming out of Goa. Let the better team win. Let football win. Let Indian football win. Well, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you have some different viewpoints? As always, let me know in the comments below. And as always, like, share and subscribe Arun Foot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.